Good afternoon from wherever you're watching us. My name is Linda Leland. This is a news feed where we give you or we take you through what is happening on Matters News. And in a bid to clamp down on illegal power connections in the country, Kenya Power has launched a major operation in Nakuru, which will see them disconnect all those connected to the power grid illegally. The operation will also help in seizing transformers and other infrastructure that aids this vice. The operation, which kicked off in Njoro, saw hundreds of residents disconnected from the grid.
True to our suspicion, we have come and we found that several customers in this market center of Neswit are actually on direct supply. Some of them have substandard installations. Substandard meaning that that installation poses a danger and a risk to those customers. So we came so that we can do isolation for those customers and of course educate them also on the necessary procedure that they need to follow so that they can have a supply that is up to standard and that is safe. Within the last 2 hours, we found almost more than 20 customers who are on direct supply in this market. Challenge which, with the third-party interference, we have electricians who've taken upon themselves to do the work of Kenya Power, and these are mainly people who are doing substandard installations. Our message to them is that we will not tire, we will do everything, and including apprehending them and taking them to the court of law so that they can be charged.
The head of the KISII Catholic Diocese, Bishop Maurice Crowley, has called for the Building Bridges Initiative's constitutional review processes to focus on uniting Kenyans. Boniface Baraza caught up with the bishop at Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Kitale and filed the following report.
Bishop Glory is concerned about the growing division since the launch of the report on Monday, has called for sober conversation geared towards bettering the country as opposed to settling political interests.
Use the 14 billion to make the health of the people good, and then we look at that referendum, see if the constitution needs changing, right, if there are certain factors. And we need a very strong offices of an ombudsman who will be totally independent. It's supposed to be for unity. Let it be for unity, but not division.
This comes at a time when Jubilee Party's Vice Chairman David Mrathe has accused Deputy President William Ruto of insincerity, saying he has a plan to scuttle Constitution Amendment initiative. Bishop Glory has also taken issue with the proposal requiring IBC commissioners to be selected by political parties with representation in Parliament.
If we ask the political parties to appoint the commissioners, it's like they all have an interest. So it should be done by, it should be completely separate from any political influence there. Because if you're a political person, you have to talk for your political party.
Members of Parliament are set to meet President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga this weekend to address some of the grey areas in the report. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Trans Nzoia County.
Well, this as members of the Kuria community have vowed to throw their weight behind the Deputy President William Ruto to make critical changes in the Constitution as proposed by the Building Bridges Initiative report. The community says they believe that the sentiments and concerns raised by the DP were genuine and they will support whichever decision he shall make regarding constitutional amendments. They were addressing the media at Kegonga in Kuria East, where they registered their dissatisfaction with the BBI content. The community claim that they are marginalized.
Kulingana na sisi Wakuria hatujapenda, hatujafurahia sana kwa kuwa maombi ambayo tulihitaji kama Wakuria kwamba tupatiwe account hatujaweza kufanikiwa. Tukijaribu kuangalia kama Wakuria tuko wengi na Wasoba ni wadogo, lakini Wasoba wamesikilizwa na sisi hatujasikilizwa.
Nilisikia sisi kama vijana tuko na shida ya kikazi, na nimesikia kulingana na BBI hao kuwa included kulingana na speech ya Deputy President alitoa. Mimi naungana kusema kwamba BBI si mbaya, iko katikati. Kuna maana kama mfano kama mama mboga vile Deputy President alisema hawajakuwa included hapo ndani. Wamesema senate wanatolewa. Na wamesema kwamba eti president mwenye atachaguliwa katika hiyo nini atakuwa opapa kwa hiyo maneno yote koti.
Hatujakataa kiujumla, lakini tunauliza, walisema ni inclusivity. Hii inclusivity haija include makabila madogo, maeneo madogo, akina mama kwenye ngazi za chini kama vile MCS na mahali popote. Ngazi za juu mahali wamepandisha kwamba atakuwa na president na naibu wao, prime minister na naibu wao. Hiyo bado ni mishahara imeenda juu.
Pesa ni sawa zije, lakini baada ya kwamba zimekuja ni muhimu sana kwamba ziweze kusaidia wananchi, lakini going by historia ya MCAs wetu, ripoti inaonyesha kwamba MCAs wanajitakia tumbo zao wenyewe, na wengi wanachukua hizo pesa wanaenda kwenye masafari na wanafanya mambo mengi sana. So ni kama kumekuwa na ugatuzi wa corruption, na kama corruption imekuwa imegatuliwa hadi kwenye county level na sasa itagatuliwa zaidi kwenda kwa ward level, bado naona kwamba wananchi tutasumbuka.
While farmers from MAKUENI County engaged in commercial tomato farming will be cushioned from the effects of post-harvest losses due to lack of ready markets and transportation, as Kalamba Fruit Processing Plant now moves to processing of tomatoes. Now, the 110 million shillings European Union funded project aims at value chain addition and commercialization of both mango and tomato farming in the county. Speaking when he toured the inspections, the new production line, EU Ambassador to Kenya Simon Moji said that the EU will continue supporting Kenya to ensuring a boost in the green economy. MAKUENI Governor Kivutha Kibwana called on more support by EU to Kenya's agricultural sector since the Kenya's GDP depends on farming.
So I think what we're interested in seeing is, can we replicate this? Can we scale this up? Can we build similar examples of cooperation and create opportunities not just for the farmers who are producing the raw products, but for the businesses that add value in the processing chain? So an important visit for me to learn a bit about what MAKUENI County's been doing.
Mangoes, we know, in MAKUENI had been of very little value or income, bringing very little income to the people. But through this project that we're going to see at Kalamba, we as the national government, we are proud to associate with the county because it's one of those initiatives that the governor is using to build that important economic foundation.
EU is a great friend to Kenya because your friend is the person who helps you with money, particularly when it is business, instead of just loans. And loans are good, grants are good, are very good, but this is now our selling to the EU, and 80% of our agriculture, what we sell abroad, goes to the EU.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i has this morning launched a 2-day workshop involving regional and county commissioners to discuss government projects and programs. The CS, who was accompanied by the Principal Secretary in the Ministry, Karanja Kibicho, lauded the administrators for their work. Let's listen in.
We have a serious succession problem in Ngao right now because there are so many places, and the regional commissioners and county commissioners, you know this yourselves. From the officers you have in the field, the areas where we have certain weaknesses. There are times when I've had discussions with these regional commissioners on some of the people when we go to various areas, and they tell me, enyewe hapa kuna shida, huyu DC inaonekana ni mtu anahitaji kusaidiwa huku. And I do not need to lie. There are cases where we have been dealing with problems here. PS Kibicho, you know, and as always I speak very candidly. We're dealing with a problem here another day of a DC in Limuru, a drunk. You know, because Gama DC mwenyewe is a drunkard. How are you going to manage the place? The areas where we have been in Pomet, for example, Natembea knows, in certain areas of South Rift where we have had cases where our own officials have serious problems. Hata wa machifu wengine, you know, they are weak. Sababu ya pombe and those kinds of things. So we have to strengthen our system by training these people. and constantly paying attention to what they do. And now we will help some of these young people coming into the system, because we are just about to recruit a huge group of SCCs, so that we start training now from the lower level of SCCs and they become DCCs. All these people that we are going to recruit, we are going to be a little more serious, and we will depart from tradition. I've had discussions with our colleagues at the Public Service Commission that are much more interested in even changing the method of recruitment, so that we end up with people who will do this job. Because how we see kazi ya kawaida hii, kwa county commissioner ama kwa regional commissioner ni kazi ya kawaida. This is not an ordinary job. We need people who can step up to the challenges of managing a region or managing a county. Because it's clear now to all of us that even in the context of devolution, the interface between the national and county government is through the national government administration official.
From that to a rather unfortunate story, and health workers in Narok County have been put on the spot for aiding the banned old age practice of female genital mutilation. According to Ministry of Labour CAS Patrick Olentutu, a spot check by the government in most of the public hospitals in the area show medical practitioners are actively taking part in the circumcision of young girls. Zainab Mohammed with the details.
Speaking during an FGM awareness event in Narok County, Ministry of Labour CAS Patrick Olentutu says that in an unfortunate turn of events, medical practitioners and nurses in the area have taken over the practice of female genital mutilation.
Tumeambiwa na county commissioner, watoto wengi bado wanakeketwa. Hii sijaisikia mimi. Ati nimeambiwa siku hizi sio wale wakina mama wa zamani. Ati kuna daktari ambao ama nurses ambao wanaenda kukata wasichana.
According to the Ministry of Gender CAS Rachel Shebesh, who was present in the event, 22 counties in Kenya have been marked as FGM hotspots, including Narok County. And a closer look at the public hospitals in the area shows more and more nurses are aiding in the continuing of the illegal old age practice.
Tumeenda ya FGM iko na its own unique things. Mahali tumeenda 22 counties, hakuna mahali tunaenda tunapata Narok inafanana na Samburu ama Samburu inafanana na Marsabit, hapana. So tumemake effort ya kuchukua every county in the unique way it is. Vile mtatuambia kama community, mtuambie njia ni bad ama njia ni mzuri, tutawasikiza.
The leaders who issued a stern warning to the health workers taking part in the matter are now calling upon the residents who might have any information on the illegal practice to report the matter to the relevant authorities for necessary action to be taken.
Kama kuna nurses ambayo bado wanaenda kutahiri watoto usiku, basi hawa mambo mawili. Na nafikiri DCC uko hapa. Mimi nataka tupate hiyo majina, kwa sababu wakati ile ulikuwa unaongea au wanasema wanajua. Si weka mkono juu niambie tu majina 3, tufute hawa kazi na tuweke hawa ndani.
Zainab Mohammed, TV47.
Asumba Mood and Gulf, the residents of Riru B village in Gadanje Ward, Nyandarua County, during the emotional send-off of a police officer attached at the Nyahururu police station, was allegedly killed by unknown assailants last week. David Kigurumi Mura was buried in his farm amid calls for justice to prevail in the probe over his murder. According to postmortem report conducted by pathologists led by Dr. Boniface Murig of the Nyahururu County and Referral Hospital, the traffic police officer identified as Police Constable David Murai, aged 43, was poisoned and strangled twice. The autopsy report also indicated that the killers of the officer stepped on his chest several times and that the nature of the injuries he sustained shows he could have been killed elsewhere and not at his bedside, where his lifeless body was found dangling from a bed at Garden Estate.
Maswali yao wa mwanadamu uliotekeleza haya, hao watoto atawalea. Maswali yao tutayajibuje?
I think it's like he knew his journey. I held a meeting with my staff on 19th this month. Murai stood and asked for forgiveness from all his fellow colleagues, and he also forgave them. So Murai is just having a good journey. I wish him a safe journey to wherever he's going, because he said, I'm forgiving you, forgive me, I'm starting my new journey. That's all about Murai. Let his journey and his soul rest in eternal peace.
Pretty much unfortunate. And away from it, several tea farmers under Ugembo Tea Factory in KISII County have held a protest over illegal deductions on tea bonuses by a local savings and credit cooperative society. Farmers have threatened to uproot the crop due to losses incurred in both the production and in the market. Isaac Ondego, one of the farmers, said the management of the factory had failed to explain the deductions on the bonuses and accused the factory's directors of exploiting them. He said some farmers were given pay slips with nil payments, even though the Kenya Tea Development Agency, KTDA, had pledged to increase the amount of the bonus to be paid to farmers.
Tumeshtushwa sana sababu bonus ya tuchawaiona wamekata pesa zetu zote. Ukipewa slip unapata ni nil. Raundi hii tumepewa shilingi 9 na hizi shilingi 9 si shilingi 9 tena.
Karibu hata tung'oe hii chai tufanye namna gani? Sasa hii ni tabu, tunaomba serikali yetusaidie itutoe hii jasho.
Kupata slipu haina kitu na watoto wataenda shule aje. Sasa tunalilia Munya atusaidie ili mkulima angalau naye apate kitu.
KAZI MTAANI initiative in Makueni County has moved a notch higher from the obvious unblocking of sewerages, clearing of bushes to skills training. 3,000 youth working under the national government program, which was started to cushion them from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, will now be trained on agriculture mechanization, entrepreneurship, soft skills and forklifting. Meanwhile, Makueni County Commissioner Maalim Mohammed warned politicians against using youth to cause a rift when drumming support for the BBI.
Tumeona dalili ya siasa mingi na tunawaambia vijana wetu msikubali kutumika vibaya. Tusisahau ile ethos yetu ama ideals ya nchi yetu. Patriotism. Don't allow to be misused by any politician. Kwa sababu si tumekubaliana already mumegrow kama responsible citizens. So don't allow to be misused by any politician. Wengine kazi yao ni kuwapatia vijana pombe early in the morning, saa 2 asubuhi ameelewesha vijana. Ati anawaleta mahali haja kubwa ni kuonyesha ako na supporters. Ya pili ati kuhekol viongozi wenzake. That is not what we want to see in this country. So don't allow to be misused. Na wakati mtu yote anataka kuwatumia vibaya, wewe ambia yeye, mheshimiwa ni sawa, tutafanya hiyo maneno, lakini kwanza hebu lete vijana yako, bring your sons and daughters so that they can lead from the front. Tumeelewana? That will be our position, because this government is committed to address the welfare of our youths. But we will not allow, hatutakubali mwana siasa yoyote kutumia vijana wetu vibaya. Piga sera zako na watu watafanya uamuzi. Mimi nataka niseme kwa hayo mengi.
Well, as the government would rightfully put it, no other youth or no other Kenyan should lose their life because of elections, because of politics. And such has been the call right now, even as leaders plan to go out and traverse different parts of the country in search of 1 million that is signatures towards either fronting, or some of them would come out to go against the BBI. But that aside, your favorite channel, the fastest growing channel, TV47, has invaded the coast region with a boom. We now have an office in Mombasa to help us serve you better. The office will serve our clients and you, the viewer, in Mombasa, Lamu, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River and Taita Taveta counties. Our team is currently in Mombasa to interact with the audience. This comes just a few days after we were onboarded on DSTV channel 268. Josh Ansari is in Kwale County and now joins us live. Ansari, it must have been a happy morning interacting with the fans, right?
Thank you so much, Linda Lela, coming to you live from Ukunda town in Kwale County, County 002, whereby we are bringing you this live broadcast in preparation for the official launch of TV47 studios in Mombasa County this evening. So from 6 p.m. today, we'll be launching our studios in Mombasa. This studio is going to be a center for all the counties from the coastal region. And currently, we are at Ukunda, as my camera person can see. The entertainment is on, whereby we are interacting with our viewers to get to know how they are getting us from this area, the programs they are watching. So we are at Ukunda right now, and you can be able to see we have a dance here, and also we have guys who are entertaining the crowd, and also our very own Tony Mwiringi is doing the show now. Yeah. So basically, Linda Lela, that is the show that we have from this place, Ukunda, whereby we are coming to you live to give our viewer the taste of TV47. And we are looking forward now to launch our studios in the evening, 6 p.m. in Mombasa County.
Wow, how I envy you guys down there. But like we promised, it's going to be bigger and better right here on the home of untold stories. So as Ansari says, get it right here, because we have so much lined up for you all the way from the coast. And away from that to matters sports. Kenya Under-20 team head coach Stanley Ukumbi has selected his squad for the upcoming Sekafa Under-20 championships to be played between November 22nd and December the 6th in Tanzania. The team largely comprises of players who featured for the Kenya Under-17 team at the 2019 Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations qualifiers and the Union of African Federation Under-17 tournament in Egypt in 2019. Chapadimba stars Enoch Wanyama and Benson